Okay, so welcome back to Mushroom Musume. Uh, we have our little mushroom daughter. I was pretty worried. It kind of seemed like we ran out of stamina, but now I'm not 100% sure. But it looks like we are now at a new beginning. I also looked, uh, and now we have our daughters looking like she's growing up. Celia, the looming turquoise bleeding tooth. An unusual mushroom that secretes an unsettling blood-like fluid. Yeah, so true. Okay, so now we can see all the different stats. I see. Mycelium. I see. That's really interesting. Cards and tokens. Wait, so can I use magic? Nope. If I don't like an event, I can leave without wasting any time. There's money. Ooh,
Oh,
me?
me? Oh, well, I'm the boss, California.
Is that is that me? Me or her? Oh, whoops. Family matters. I see. Magic's acquired. Cool. Okay. Telling the recluse that you wanted to see more of the world wasn't an easy conversation. Oh, okay, so I guess I'm the mushroom now. As they grew older, you worried about leaving them on their own. Thankfully, your concerns were unwarranted. They were happy that you had grown enough to want to move out. They even offered to help you build your own home, close to theirs. You were welcome to visit any time, obviously. Faster than you would have anticipated, the two of you built your home together. They showed you all the tricks they knew, and made sure to impart as much knowledge as they possibly could. Finally, the day arrived. You were officially on your own. You were scared, a little, but also excited. It felt like a new chapter was just beginning for you. Gained trait, loving parent. Chapter 3. A girl on her own. While out for a walk around the outskirts of the village, you stumble upon a small lake that you know the villagers frequent as a place to relax. You notice a group of young villagers swimming not far from the shore, while a woman fishes from a small dock a ways away. How should you spend your time here? Sit at the deck. Dock, not deck. Sit and soak your feet in the water. Enter the lake and sneak up on young villagers. Take a swim. Just go home. Um, Curious of how fishing works. The woman welcomes you and makes some space next to her on the dock. Okay, I saw this rolling mechanic on the game page. I was curious about it, and then I forgot about it. She shares some gossip with you, and you share some interesting fungal facts with her. After some time, you say goodbye and head home a little wiser about how the people of the village live. There's a knock at your door. When you go to answer it, you see a man dressed up in an elegant black suit. "Are you the fungal woman of the woods?" he asks, as though seeing you in the mushy flesh was not enough. "My employer wishes to invite you to a small dinner gathering. She's heard much about you, and thinks her guests would relish the chance to actually be acquainted with you." You stand there, slightly in shock, as the man proceeds to outline the details of the event. When you should arrive, what sort of clothing you should wear. Oh, do you wear clothing? I'll have to double check the dress code, etc. Finally, after handing you a small scrap of paper with the elegant writing on it and bidding you adieu, the man left your doorstep. You think about the event that's been described to you, and ultimately come to a decision. Attend the event and be yourself. You have learned not to meddle in the affairs of humans. I'm gonna attend. You figure, why not? If they would like to meet you, you should be kind enough to allow that. On the day of the event, you gather yourself. You have nerves, of course, but that's only natural. You make your way to the party. When you arrive, you see dozens of people dressed in monocles and other strange clothing items that don't seem to serve any practical purpose. They're all sitting at a long rectangular table, spotted with food dishes that you couldn't even begin to guess the identity of. A woman eventually greets you with an excited shriek. "Oh, you are just darling. Butler, please fetch a drink for our guest, and have her seated." You figure this is the host, and thank her for your invitation. She moved to sit next to you at the large table and ends up keeping you company for the rest of the night. Over the course of the evening, she introduces you to everyone around the table. They all seem charmed by you, even if most of them are a little monastic. By the end of the party, you had met a variety of humans that you doubt you'll remember the name of. But you had fun doing it, and they'll certainly remember you. Let's see if that's a good thing or not. The mountains bordering the northern reaches of the forest call to you. You see them every day on your adventures, and there is an overwhelming desire to climb them that simply can't be ignored. Readying yourself in the early hours of the morning, you glance over the materials you have on hand. Pack light? Pack heavy? Don't pack, just in fact don't go. Oh, this is such a hard decision. I always pack heavier than I need to, but sometimes I regret it. But you don't want to be unprepared. I'll try packing light and see what happens. You carefully choose each item based on its weight, size, and usefulness. Your pack sits comfortably on your shoulders and allows for your full range of movement. With your pack all set, you make your way out to the mountain. After a couple hours of climbing, you feel like you've made some decent progress, though you're starting to get a bit tired. Just as you think it's time for a break, you come across a beautiful mountain spring, complete with its own waterfall. Take a relaxing shower. Train your endurance. I'll go ahead and train. You've often heard that waterfalls are powerful. You could use some of that for yourself. After a quick look around to ensure you're alone, you make your way to the waterfall. You know one thing for sure. It's wet. It is also powerful, you suppose. The raging waters around you are rough on your body and mind, but in a way that makes you feel more alive. Exhausted and fulfilled, you decide to return home before you pass out. You feel a crisp breeze. The heat is relenting. Trees are changing in color. Fall has arrived. While sitting outside near your garden and taking in the fresh air, you hear the caw of a crow, then another, and another. You look up to find a rather large group of sleek black birds perched in the trees above you. A few are eyeing your garden, while others are just birding around, as birds are wont to do. Feed the crows with some spare scraps, scare them off. I'll watch them. You decide to just sit and watch the birds for a bit. It's kind of fun watching how they move and interact with each other. You see them preening themselves, bickering, pooping and cawing. Eventually they leave, and you head inside, having enjoyed your viewing. Trait gained is Birdwatcher. I have studied birds briefly. Huh. Oh, there's more stuff here? Spore token. I see. The night sky is clear and beautiful as you sit on a stump atop a small hill, looking up. Something catches your eye, and you notice the streak of a shooting star. Quick, make a wish. Wish for the people of the kingdom to live peaceful lives. Wish for the star itself. Wish for it to rain tomorrow. Wish to be blessed with delicious food. Stay in good health. Grow stronger. I'm so curious about this. You eagerly wait to see if your if your outrageous wish was granted. As the tail of the shooting star fades away, you suddenly feel something land on your head. Is it the star? No. Bird poop. Maybe you'll have better luck next time. Strolling through the village, you find a donation box in front of the church. It offers lovely hats that might dress your oddly shaped head yet. And, if no one particularly minds, you may even be able to keep one of them. Take the big hat in your favorite color. Leave the hats, you don't need them anyway. Take all the hats. Why not? You wear them all so well. I'll take the big one. You're still new to fashion in some ways, seeing as your clothes are growing directly on your body. Despite that, you find the hat to be lovely and feel quite nice about yourself. A chilling breeze greets you one morning, heralding the approach of winter. The end of the year approaches, and you find yourself considering your aspirations. You want to accomplish something significant, you decide. Something you'll remember. Take on a dangerous quest. Attend a romantic evening at a gala. Decide not to pursue anything. I think she can do a dangerous quest. In your travels, you have been told of some of the particularly challenging quests, possible tests of your merit. Of the potential opportunities for glory you've heard, you decide to slay a terrible beast. Actually, don't do the quest. I feel like maybe I'm trying to be told something. But what about the beast, though? You know? What about the beast? You've heard rumors of a monstrous animal terrorizing a nearby community. Oops. No. Perhaps you may win some renown if you step up to hunt the beast. Preparations will take some time, but you decide to take on the creature before the end of the year. As you take an evening stroll through the nearby woods, you happen to overhear something of a loud commotion. When you approach the noise, you're able to see the situation more clearly. 2 teenage miscreants seem to be harassing a child. Leave them to their own devices. I don't want others in my forest. Get them all out of here. Try to solve the situation diplomatically. Give the teens a scare. No. Let's see what's going on. Seeing the larger children pick on the smaller child strikes you as an injustice. Without any delay, you step through the bush until you are close enough to speak to the group. You gently, yet firmly, explain to them that it is wrong to treat others with cruelty, especially young children. You also make sure to mention that even you, a random forest mushroom girl, knows this. The teens mainly appear to be embarrassed that they were caught. They bashfully offer an explanation that the child is their brother, and they were just giving him a hard time, but even they seem aware that it's a flimsy excuse. You leave them after forcing the teens to apologize. Mission accomplished. One day, while attending to some foraging business in the woods, you make a strange discovery. What else is new? You go to retrieve some fruit from a low shrub, but as you move a branch, you notice something out of the corner of your eye, a glint of metal. Metal? It could be a lost item belonging to someone human. Or it could be something valuable for you to keep. You go more closely to examine the item and have a realization. Before you is a perfectly sculpted copper hand. As you lean in to look for any marks that could betray its origin, you realize the hand isn't connected to a body. The thing before you is unbelievable. It's as if someone had taken a person and plated them with copper. You wonder if this is the case for a second, but reel with horror when you see it move. The being stands up. Surely plated copper could not move with such fluidity. You hear a sound, as if the thing was speaking. Yeah, so true. You are unsure of what to say. The thing seems confused at your confusion for a moment, before snapping her fingers in thought. She stretches one arm up, touches the back of her head, then cheerfully speaks. Sorry, I totally forgot to adjust my translator. Can you understand me now? You find yourself shocked, for a moment, at the chipper disposition of whatever this thing is. While your response is slightly delayed by shock, you confirm to her that you, technically, understand what she's saying. This information brings her joy, which results in a little hop and an exclamation of the phrase, "Woo!" Her excitement is contagious. When she clasps her hands in yours, you can't help but jump with joy with her. Being this close to her, you get a chance to examine this being more closely. Once you look beyond her glistening coat, you can see her physical characteristics more clearly. She is petite, thinly stalked, and standing just slightly shorter than you, with similarly numbered and proportioned limbs. Though her face is human-like in nature, it is not precise. Spotting the differences in human faces was occasionally challenging to you, but something about hers felt a little off. Maybe an eye too many? And do humans ever normally have those little antennae? You are quickly snapped out of your thoughts as the being asks you a question. So, are you a member of the dominant species on this planet? I'd love a tour guide if you wanted to show me what people do for fun around here. Show her what daily life is like? Show her what a specific human's daily life is like? Show her the village? Encourage her to leave your woods. I'll show her what my daily life is like. Well, you can't show her what anyone else does for fun. You can show her what you do. Fun is a little subjective, though, you think, so you hope she'll enjoy herself. When you tell her she can follow you, she perks up, which is quite impressive, since she was already quite perked. You begin by introducing her to the woods, though you find she has already introduced herself, in a sense. I came to this place from the sky, but when I was supposed to land, I sort of, crashed. I only woke up just now. Hopefully I've not been up for too long. You don't exactly know what she means by this. Coming from the sky? Perhaps she's some manage of fey creature, you figure. It takes you a little time to realize she must be from some place very different. She pauses every few steps to marvel over something. The color of some tree bark or the way a spider's web flows with the breeze. Finally, you arrive at the centerpiece of your tour, a cavern you had found one day while foraging, buried in the side of a cliff. The real prize, of course, was something within. You've returned countless times just to sneak another glimpse of a rare phenomenon you can barely describe. Within, light was limited. This was important for reasons that may become evident, but your companion initially seems confused. You quietly tell her to take a seat next to you. Ooh. The two of you sit in the darkness of the cavern for a few long moments. The silence is deafening, and you slowly begin to grow concerned that your show may not be happening. So, what are we waiting for? She asked, her attention span clearly depleted. You try to assure her that something spectacular happens in the darkness of the cave. It's just a matter of patience. But unfortunately, even after waiting a long while, the phenomenon never occurs. Finally, your companion stands up with a long stretch. Well, I think I'm going to get out of here, but thanks for showing me this, super cool cave, I guess. Before you can stop her, she skips away to find a more thrilling guide. Ugh, this is what you get for expecting sentient creatures to be reliable, you suppose. Okay, I think that's the end of that event. This game is still super cool. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm curious how long it goes on for, or what all can really happen. It also seems like it would be really interesting to come back and replay it as well. Like, there's a lot of different paths and things that can happen in it. It's really neat to see how everything is progressing. And I only just now noticed we're in winter. So I guess we'll see how time progresses in it. Yeah, so I guess I'll be back with this another time soon. Thanks for watching, and stay swaggy, alright?